These days, you're busy with your work and your study, but you still want to improve your English speaking skill. You might say, at least I can learn one idiom every week because it can help me speak more interesting and natural. Well, I am Bahar and I've got your back. I've got you covered because today I will show you a plan that can help you learn at least one idiom every week. You ready? Let's get into it. So these are the steps that we are going to follow to learn only one idiom every week. You know, when you focus on only one idiom or an expression, it helps you to truly understand it and remember it faster. Step number 1 is all about starting smart and small. So start with a short video, like an English YouTube video. Don't dive into a whole 2-hour movie. We want to keep it small and short. You can start with your favorite YouTuber, vlogger, or creator and choose one of their videos. After you have decided which video you're going to watch, it's time to start watching. While you're watching, keep an eye out for an idiom or an expression that sounds interesting for you. If there are more than one idiom or an expression in that video that you really want to learn, I still recommend you to choose only one of them that sounds more interesting and useful for you, because we're going to focus on only one of them. As you know, less is more when you're learning. Focusing on only one expression or one English phrase allows your brain to learn more effectively. The more lessons you try to learn, the slower your learning process will be. So try to choose only one of these phrases and you will see better results. For the first step, let me tell you that the best way to learn a new idiom, a new slang, or even a new English word is through context. This means understanding how they are used in sentences. That's why I told you to start with a YouTube video, like a vlog, because it helps you to understand what idioms or phrases native speakers use when they are talking in their daily life. So it's all about learning through real-life examples. Now, in the second step, after you have chosen the idiom from that video, it's time to give your brain a little exercise. Before you start searching for the exact meaning, take a moment and guess the meaning of that idiom. Try to figure it out based on the context you saw in that video. You can ask yourself, why did they use it in that situation or in that context? This is like a brain workout because you're getting your mind ready to learn that new idiom. Let me give you an example. Imagine a man has had an accident in that video, and when he gets out of the car, he looks at the car and he says, "Oh, what a bummer." And at this part, you can guess the meaning. You can say in that kind of situation, when he's a little bit disappointed and upset, he would say, "Oh, what a bummer." So you can guess the exact meaning. Once you've made your guess, it's time to double check. Try to use a trustworthy dictionary and look it up. Try to use some dictionaries that are reliable and famous, like Cambridge Dictionary or Oxford. After you have guessed the meaning of what a bummer, now you can look it up in a dictionary and check the exact meaning. And when you check it, you can see that it is used in a situation when someone is disappointed and is not satisfied. Again, it's so important to know that trying to learn idioms by themselves, like when you are reading them on a website that has listed lots of idioms together, is not going to be helpful for you, because idioms can be used in too many different situations and you need to use them in a context. So it's much better to see how these idioms are used in real life. So this is the best way to watch a video from a native speaker and try to understand the meaning of that idiom. The third step is all about practicing, consistency, and repetition. So after you have understood the meaning of that idiom, it's time to write it down and place it where you'll see it regularly. When you're writing the idiom, don't write any definitions, meanings, or examples below, just the idiom. That's it. And after that, you can put it on the wall or as your phone's wallpaper or in any spot that you can see very often during the day. The main idea here is that the more you see that idiom during the day, the better you can remember it in the future. Like after writing that idiom or phrase, when you are in a situation that you can actually use that English phrase, your mind will recall it faster because you have seen it multiple times before. If you think that you can draw something that is related to that idiom, or you can put it in a place that can help you remember and learn it faster, you can do it. It would be a great idea. Once you have that idiom on your wall or wherever you can see them frequently, it's time to practice them every day. The best way to remember a new idiom is to associate them with some specific situations. You can imagine and create some sentences where that idiom would fit naturally. You can look at the idiom and ask yourself, when can I use this idiom? In what situation I can use it in my speaking? For example, the phrase, "what a bummer." I can look at it and I can ask myself, when can I use it? And I can answer, when my friend and I want to go to a picnic and it starts raining, and we would say, "oh, what a bummer." So by practicing these idioms and expressions, I mean use sentences and try to imagine in what situations you can use that idiom. So in the future, when you are in that kind of place or situation, your mind would definitely recall that expression and you can definitely use it. The key is to practice these idioms in a context. So the more you practice them, the easier it will become to use in your everyday speech. Guys, here is an important tip. When you are practicing these idioms or these English phrases, don't just think about them. Try to write them, try to say them aloud, because it helps you to not only learn these idioms, but also improve your writing and your speaking skill. Because when you're just thinking about these sentences or situations that you can use these idioms, you're just thinking about them and you are not using them in your everyday speech. So the more you use them and the more you say them aloud, the faster you can remember them. Step number 6 is to make it a daily habit. You don't need that much time to make only 1 or 2 sentences with that new idiom. So you can do it in the morning when you're getting ready or when you're taking a shower or even when you're eating breakfast. You can think about different situations and places and you can see how you can use it in these kind of places. It can help you to challenge your mind so you can remember them faster. Keep doing this until you notice that you are using these idioms or expressions in your everyday speech without even thinking about it. This is a sign that your mind is recalling and your mind is using these idioms as your daily life sentences. So it shows that you have finally learned and remembered that idiom. And this is a great sign because after these kind of steps, finally you have learned a new idiom. And the step number 6, which is the last step, don't remove old idioms from your practice routine. Like after the first or the second week, when you have learned 2 or 3 idioms, don't remove them from your practicing routine, because whenever you review these idioms, your mind will recall them easier. So after a week or after 2 weeks, you can go back and make some examples or sentences with those idioms that you have learned earlier. It can definitely help you to remember them faster so you can use all of these idioms in your speaking. Okay guys, that was it for today's video. I'm definitely sure this is gonna be one of the best videos I have ever recorded, because I know lots of you guys need to improve your speaking skill and use some idioms and learn expressions, but you guys might not have enough time. So this technique can definitely help you to learn a new idiom every week with a minimum time that you can have. And for the next week, I will post a video about 4 common mistakes that English learners make when they want to learn new idioms. So stay tuned. So yeah, that was it for today's video. If this video was useful for you, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. If you know some other tips about learning new idioms and expressions, you can tell me in the comments. And if you have some other questions, you can ask me in the comments. I will read all of your feedback and answer your questions. So yeah, that was it for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye. Have a nice day.